Moving now to an ABC News exclusive. The New Jersey mother of a Navy SEAL recruit who died after that intense Hell Week experience training 3 years ago is now speaking out.
Yeah, do you remember this story? Now think of it as a mother. She wants accountability after the Navy closed this investigation with what she says is little explanation.
She sat down and really opened up to ABC's Will Reeve and talked about what happened.
This morning, a mother's anger and demand for accountability.
He was just trying to be a hero and protect people, and it happened by his own country, by his own military.
Regina Mullen's 24-year-old son Kyle died in February 2022 after completing Navy SEALs Hell Week training. The grieving mother revealing to GMA that the cases against the men she blames for her son's death were dismissed by the Navy, and she says she hasn't been told why.
Who canceled these hearings?
I don't know. They didn't tell me.
Nearly 3 years ago, Kyle Mullen had just successfully endured the 120-hour week of brutal training that pushes SEAL candidates to their physical and mental limits.
I got a text that said Hell Week secured. So I immediately called him and he answered, and he was out of breath, and he said, "Hey Mom, I did it. Hell Week secured." And I said, first I'm like, "Oh my God, you're all happy." And then I'm like, "Wait a minute, are you all right? Are you in a hospital? You don't sound good." And all he said to me is, "Mom, I love you, don't worry about me."
Hours later, Kyle died from bacterial pneumonia, the final medical check showing swollen legs that required him to be sent back to his barracks in a wheelchair, with abnormalities in his lungs and severe trouble breathing. A Navy investigation cited failures across multiple systems that led to a number of candidates being at a higher risk of serious injury, with inconsistent medical monitoring and lack of training among commanding officers, and an at-all-costs mindset among the candidates.
You have a failed leadership and under a command that killed a man unnecessarily and injured many. I think it's pretty reasonable to ask for accountability.
The investigation also looked into allegations of the use of performance-enhancing drugs among SEAL candidates. Authorities say they found a bottle labeled as human growth hormone in Mullen's car, but investigators determined that Mullen died in the line of duty and not due to his own misconduct. Regina Mullen says the medical examiner told her they did not test for steroid use.
She said that they didn't test for it because it was irrelevant to the cause of death. Right from the medical examiner, the Navy medical examiner.
Mullen insists Captain Brad Geary, who was in charge of her son's trainee class, and Commander Dr. Eric Ramey are responsible. A lawyer for Captain Geary releasing a statement to ABC News saying, "This case was badly mishandled from the beginning. When we were noticed for the Board of Inquiry, it became very clear that a comprehensive investigation had never been done, and the deciding officer hadn't had access to all of the evidence. Through the discovery process, the Navy was forced to gather all the relevant evidence, which made continuing the case unsustainable." An attorney for Dr. Ramey telling ABC News, "We invested a substantial amount of time investigating the case with the assistance of top medical experts. The overwhelming evidence confirmed that Dr. Ramey met the medical standard of care." The Navy declining comment, citing privacy considerations for the officers.
Will Reeve, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Regina Mullen says that she wants the Board of Inquiry to be reinstated so they can go public with exactly what happened.